Ministry of External Affairs issued a statement following President Maduro's arrest. The MEA has stated, and I quote, "Recent developments in Venezuela are a matter of deep concern. We're closely monitoring the evolving situation. India reaffirms its support to the well-being and safety of the people of Venezuela. We call upon all concerned to address issues peacefully through dialogue, ensuring peace and stability of the region." The Embassy of India in Caracas is in contact with members of the Indian community and will continue to provide all possible assistance. I want to now go across to Major General J.K. Bansal. Major General Bansal, my question really is now, how do you think I want to know from you, how do you think Venezuela's military and security forces will respond to the immediate aftermath?
There at all. Secondly, we have seen some pictures that tanks are rolling on the roads. Now they have the ground force, and I don't think any Navy or Air Force is there. And one thing is to be, one thing has to be very clear to countries, small countries like Venezuela, Colombia, or regional countries, whether you take the Middle East or you take any country for that matter. Small countries, they can have a military conflict with the neighboring countries, but they cannot fight with a superpower, the military like US is having, or Russia is having, or China is having. So for that, in any case, the Colombia does not have any, the Venezuela has got no capability and capacity to fight back with the America. And of course, they are getting some weapons from Russia and China also, but it will not be enough to protect them. But so I feel that of course they will, if US soldiers put boot on grounds, then they will have the difficult time. As I told, there's about 45 lakhs or 50 lakhs militia which were trained, and they will are expert in guerrilla war, and the terrain is also very difficult, which is known to the local people and not to the American soldiers. So in that case, this American soldiers and US will have a very tough time, and it will be something like Vietnam War or the other, where the US is got stuck up and they cannot come out. So it will be a difficult problem. If the US try to put boot on ground, then definitely it will be a problem, and it will be a messy situation. It will be very difficult for the US to come out of it, and they will lose also soldiers over there. So now, of course, in any case, the defense minister has and the army chief of Venezuela, they have warned that yes, they are now preparing and they are ready. So they will have the good military, or their army will be on ground, will be very strong. While Navy and Air Force, I doubt. Back to you.
I want
to 70 American companies have been nationalized. ExxonMobil and Conoco Oil. They have been nationalized, but they were working under PDVSA, that is Venezuelan Petroleum Company. That is now, when in 2007, Venezuelan Petroleum Company kicked these people out, these American companies out, then the situation worsened. So for America, it is America first, you can say, or whatever. But for the Trump regime, whatever is beneficial for America, he will try to get it by hook or crook. So here he has got it by crook. Pakistan, terrorism, other things, they are not very much important for him. He has already sent his son-in-law to have the Reko Diq mining issue given to them by Pakistan, and he has already, his son-in-law has already started operating on cryptocurrency. Trump has already infamously said that they will explore oil, and there is a big oil, and they can even export it to India. So Trump is a businessman, And for that, I can say not a very successful businessman, because the solid business was established by his grandfather, which his father improved. But Trump has not made any improvement so far. So Trump, I will say, he is Donald confused Trump. So, but what he is very stubborn. What he will do, what he likes, what comes to his mind, he will do that. And unfortunately, the world powers are almost silent on it. Or even if they speak, they cannot do anything, because anything that goes to Security Council will be subject to veto by America. So what the world power should do, probably, that they should in unison, they should try to condemn USA for this blatant violation of international law, because Trump hasn't stopped. Trump has already been saying that he will, if need be, he will intervene in Iran for preservation of democracy. Such a farce statement by a president of a country. So I don't think he cares for Pakistan or for India or for anything except business, and that business which profits him as well. As you see in Ukraine, he had signed a Trump administration has signed an agreement with the Ukrainian government to unearth rare earth minerals, and he said blatantly, he boasted that this will be my personal benefit as well. So don't expect Trump to do things positively or do things sanely. That's my take on it.
I want to go across to Shruti Das Gupta now. Shruti, for Venezuela particularly, what do you think this move does for their economy? Does it destroy it, or do things get better really? Because the question is about the common man in Venezuela and what happens to that common man. What do you feel about that?
Well, there are two things that we need to look at, Vaishali. One of them is that the vice president has been taken, the Supreme Court has sworn in the vice president, and now she is running the nation as far as Venezuelans are concerned. Their defense minister has said that they will fight with every last man, and they will push back against any US company or military force that are going to try and take over their natural resources. So this is how Venezuelan as a government is looking at it. Of course, we've spoken about the guerrilla army. So this might be a Vietnam moment. We spoke about this yesterday as well. This might be a Vietnam moment for a Trump regime, where they're going to say, okay, you can take over this particular place and that particular place, but they'll find themselves that they are not, to make it economically not so viable. These guerrilla forces are not going to try and take on the forces head on, but just make sure that any kind of oil export, any kind of progress that US wants for its own benefit rather than the benefit of Venezuela is going to face severe opposition. What did Trump say since the capture of Maduro till now? He and his regime have not spoken about the narco-terrorism in any format. They have not made a single statement saying that they are going to shut down this particular gang, that particular gang, this particular route, that particular route. They have not made a single statement regarding narco-terrorism. Each and every single statement is hinted towards the oil and natural resources of Venezuela. So when he's saying that our country, US is going to go there, our companies are going to go there and make billions off of Venezuela, this is now going to be the new form of imperialism. We are now going back to colonial era, where by the might of the barrel, USA is going to try and exploit the resources of Venezuela, exploit the people of Venezuela, while chanting the lovely song of freedom and democracy. This is what is going to happen. People who believe that, okay, they're rid of Maduro's regime, they're rid of the tortures that happened, and they did happen. There were tortures happening, people were imprisoned, people were not given the same amount of liberty, but as Tripathi sir has said, the nation was brought to its knees by the amount of sanctions put on it. So on such a position, the power wielders were forced to be even more dictatorial to control the nation, or otherwise external powers would come in as they have now and try and
Shruti,
manipulate
I'll have to
decisions in
interrupt
the
you because we are very
society.
short on time. But I want to thank both my guests for joining me on the broadcast.